following story really happened. I saw it with my own eyes. Maybe it didn't happen as I saw it, but more on that later. We were all going out camping, me and 3 friends from university. Let me introduce my friends. This is Darren. I wouldn't say that he's our group of friends leader. Oh, actually, I would. He's the one that always gets us all out of the house and into the action. He's the first one to hit on that cute girl by the bar. He's the first one to jump from the roof into the swimming pool. According to himself, he was even more impulsive when he was a kid. I can only imagine his childhood and how often he must have broken his leg, scraped his knees, and hit his head. Still, if it weren't for Darren, we wouldn't have half the amount of fun we have. This girl is Celeste. We have known each other since we were children. We met each other when she moved into the house next door when I was 7. My mom told me to go show her around the neighborhood, and after that, we were inseparable for a few years. She's a nice girl. Although her health isn't the best, she has some kind of heart problem, which I forgot the name of. This forced her to be away from school during extended periods of time during her childhood. Because of this, until we started university, I was her only friend. Still, she never complained and I've always seen her as a positive, happy girl. Next is me. I'm Joe. As the name implies, I'm pretty normal. I don't have any overwhelmingly bad qualities, but on the other hand, I don't have any overwhelmingly good ones either. I live in this apartment a short walk from my university. This is where us 4 friends usually gather before going out. This guy here, looking all relaxed on my bed, is Michael. He's my neighbor, living in the apartment next door. One day, while I had Celeste over, he just barked in. "Hey man, your place looks pretty nice. Mind if I join you for dinner?" he said. As you can imagine, he's pretty pushy. I don't think he realizes it himself. He came over several times after that day. After that, we somehow naturally became friends. So, one day Darren came with the idea that we should go camping. Darren said his family had a cabin a little bit into the forest. So camping we went. It could be fun, right? Of course, me, Michael, and Celeste disliked the idea of staying in a cabin. It's a camping trip. We have to sleep in the wilderness. So Darren told us about the woods near the cabin. I don't remember much about the trip to the cabin. We joked around, took a few breaks, normal stuff. Either way, we drove up to the cabin and left the car there. We took a short break into the cabin and set out into the wilderness. We went pretty far in. I can't say how far in distance exactly, but it took several hours to get to where we set up camp. The first day we had just screwed around. Nothing abnormal happened. But then,
Did you sleep well last night?
kinda rough. Morning there, or should I say good afternoon? Fix us some food for a fire, will ya? Of course. I set out to gather wood for a new fire and water to cook with. Now, wood was no problem, but the lake was a bit far ahead from here. Ooh. What is that sound? It doesn't sound like something you'd hear in the forest. Better to quickly get the water. There we go. Sound stopped. Ah, let's place the wood into the fireplace. Should be enough. The water into the cooking pot. Time to cook.
Alright, let's cook something up, shall we?
Later that evening, What the hell is up with this fog? Every time I've been here before, there haven't been any fog. It's time to go sleep soon. We are all out of booze. Guess we have to go back to town tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to that 4-hour trek. Maybe we shouldn't haven't gone so deep in. Haha.
It's really chilly outside for being in the middle of summer. Hey, anyone else hear that sound?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, what is that? Sounds like something metally. Metally? Haha. Is that even a word? Are you stupid? Shut up, asshole. It's a word if I say so.
It stopped. Maybe it was some kind of machine.
Who the hell would go out of hours from the nearest civilization in the middle of the night and start revving up some kind of weird machine? Who gives a shit? It's probably someone using a chainsaw or something. Let's go to sleep. I'm tired. I'm sure that was no chainsaw. I wonder what it was. Sleepiness soon overtook everyone. But something woke you up a few hours later, in your half-awake state. You stumbled outside the tent. Ooh. Darren? Michael? Celeste? Is that you? The mist is even thicker than before. I can't see much. Oh, really creepy, the forest during the middle of the night with all this fog. Who's that? Michael? Is that you? Say something, will you? Who are you? Whoa, stop right there. I have a knife. Stop. Shit. Better keep running. I go back to the camp. Hey, wake up! There is something outside the tent.
What?
Ugh. I'm sure there's lots of squirrels and shit. Go back to sleep. Hey, is Michael here? Yeah, I'm here. Why wouldn't I be? I don't know. The thing outside looked like you. It was probably some animal. I don't think we have to worry about a fox or whatever. Take it easy and go back to sleep. Well, alright then. Maybe it was just some animal. But those sounds. A few minutes later. Okay, drop it. Whoever that is. I want to sleep already. It wasn't me. Me neither.
That didn't sound like any of our voices.
Well, shit. Now I'm never going to be able to sleep.
Should we go outside and look?
What if some crazy psycho with an axe? All the more reason to check it out. It's not like the tent is some kind of impenetrable fortress.
Seriously, if that was one of you guys, tell me right now. That ain't funny anymore.
Okay, everyone, get out together and check it out. I ain't going alone. What the heck is that?
Someone was definitely here. Shit! Shit, shit, shit!
Calm down, Celeste. We are 4 against 1 here. It will be fine. What if the dude got some kind of weapon with him? I mean, he killed this little critter, didn't he?
Michael's right. We gotta get the hell out of here.
We can't just up and leave. It's the middle of the night. What about our stuff?
Screw our stuff. I'm not staying here not a minute.
Fine, we'll leave. But at last bring the flashlight and some food and water. I think you're overacting though. We haven't even seen anyone. Still, someone or something left this dead creature here. We can't exactly go back to sleep with no worries. I guess you're right. I'll go get the flashlight. Everyone bring some stuff you think we might need. A couple of minutes later. Alright, let's go. So we went back for the cabin in the middle of the night to the forest where we couldn't see much with the thick fog and just only a small flashlight with us.
It's so dark.
At least it's summer, it's not pitch black. This fog's really annoying though. So we are going back to the cabin, right? I guess that's the plan. There was something moving besides us. A while later it became obvious Darren had no idea where we were going. He was swearing and looking all around.
We have been walking for awfully long now. Are you sure we are on the right path, Darren?
I've walked this path hundreds of times. We are on the right path. I don't recognize anything from where we were walking to the camp though. I said we are on the right path. But as time went on, it became obvious that Darren had no idea where we were. Darren couldn't find the path. Maybe it was the fog, maybe the darkness, maybe something else. Either way, we were lost. I kept looking behind me. I was having that feeling where you think someone is watching or stalking you. I nearly tripped over Celeste when she fell. I took Celeste's hand and dragged her to her feet. It was getting even mistier. If not for the flashlight, I wouldn't have any idea who she was. I recognize that tree. We're getting to the cabin. Again, I had the feeling that something was watching me. My gut was screaming at me that something, somewhere, was wrong. I realized the sound from earlier was back, softer, but still present. I started looking around, panicking. Did a head count, or more accurately, silhouette count? Me, Celeste still holding my hand, Darren in the lead, Michael to the left. Who the heck was the guy besides Michael? My grip on Celeste's hand tightened and I quickened my pace. I thought about shouting out but was worried. If I did, maybe the thing would turn around and jump Michael or something. I didn't know what to do. I ran my fingers along a knife I brought from camp. Then the cabin appeared, out of nowhere. The mist was starting to disintegrate around us. It was easier to make out who everyone was now. I looked at the thing next to Michael. She looked just like Celeste. The thing whose hand I was holding leaned in front of me. It wasn't Celeste! I should have ran or screamed, but my body was clenching up for no reason. The thing turned and walked into the mist. I caught up with the others as they entered the cabin, practically in tears. They couldn't find the car and were arguing about where we put it. I told them what I saw. Obviously, they didn't believe me. Still, everyone hurried inside and locked the door. He followed us here. He really wants something from us. He doesn't seem to have anything to break down the door with, though.
What the hell does he want with us?
Hell if I know. Ask him. She's breathing quite heavily. We're safe here. It's cool, man. It's a sturdy door. It will be alright. Want it? I better hope so.
Did he go away?
It's a fireplace, but I got nothing to start the fire. Shit! The bastard hit the breaker! But he can't get in, right?
Yeah!
Celeste! He's just trying to scare us. Take it easy. I better look for Celeste. Ah, she lay down in the bed. She seems to be hyperventilating. It's alright, Celeste. The door is locked, and it's the only way in. We're safe here. She didn't respond. Go back to the door. I'm starting to believe what you say you saw earlier. Yeah, Michael. It's fine. He's just trying to scare us. Here's the window. Ah. Nothing's moving in there. Here's the kitchen. Another window. That figure, who's that? What's he doing there? Just waiting outside? Oh, he's back in the shadows. We're safe here. It's cool, man. Oh yeah, of course it's cool. Celeste seems to have calmed down a bit. So what's up with Michael? You saw something looking like me? Not really. Yeah, the door's still closed. Suddenly a strong sense of nausea hit me. There was something in the air. I could feel the horror of it taking me again. Strange sound came from everywhere. Stronger. I was so sleepy. Hey, Celeste! So where's Darren? Can't get up. Better check on Michael again. Michael! I don't feel so good. I'm so tired. Should lay down. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to lie down. I couldn't sleep, and I wouldn't have even if I could. I just wanted to rest. I waited for the world to stop spinning. I looked out of the window. There he was again. Someone in the tree. I stared back, not able to register what was going on. I quickly pulled the blinds down. Celeste came through the door. She looked pale and disheveled. I dragged her to the bed and laid her down. She was gasping for air. as if something was suffocating her. Eventually her breathing became more regular. I asked where the others were. She shrugged. The room had stopped spinning a bit, but I felt far from good. Suddenly, a voice could be heard from the locked door. What was worse, though, was that it was Celeste's voice.
Let me in! Let me in! God, let me in there!
I immediately pulled my knife and placed it at Celeste lying in the bed. Her eyes grew wide with shock and alarm, but they could have been faked.
What are you doing? No! I'm the real one! The one out there! That's the imposter!
I was kind of in a trance, unsure what to do and staring down at her. Maybe I would have stabbed her if the voice at the door hadn't changed into some low, deep, guttural voice. Then it became high-pitched, like a little girl's. I pulled my knife away. I snapped out of the trance. Now the nausea was returning. I got to the door and opened it. There was nothing there but a trail of black liquid. Suddenly I got this feeling that it might not be the best idea to go outside. But I knew it was the only thing I can do to solve this. The thing was nowhere to be seen. Just as I was turning around, I took a look at the roof. There it was. It was close to a corner, about to turn. It looked like an albino male with really long limbs. He had fingers instead of toes, and all 20 of them were elongated. He was facing away from me. Suddenly the head swiveled 180 degrees and stared at me. I started choking up, as if suffocated. It was hard to breathe. The thing opened its mouth, slowly and deliberately. I thought it was going to devour me when its tongue snaked out. On the tip of the tongue was my face, like a tumor. Eyes closed, lips upturned into some psycho smile. There's a legend somewhere that when you see a doppelganger, you die. I thought of that legend. But then the creature rounded the corner and it was gone. I lost it and followed, vision hazy. My heartbeat suddenly seemed ear-splitting to me. I was stumbling because my legs seemed unable to coordinate. Suddenly, I stumbled forward and toppled down. Once I lay there, face down in the grass, my body just seemed to shut down. I couldn't move. I couldn't even turn my head. There was something dripping on my back. My eyelids seemed heavy and started closing of their own accords. I saw white feet with long fingers for toes step into view. When my eyes opened, Celeste was shaking me. She was on the brink of tears and her voice was crackling.
Get up! Get up! What? That bastard was in your skin!
My head hurt. I was about to ask her what happened when she started pulling me backwards toward the door. We toppled out and stumbled towards Darren's car, which was parked in a different location from what I remembered. I was glad to be alive. The mist had stopped completely. Celeste was downright crying now. She pushed me into the back seat. That's when I noticed. I was wearing different clothes from when I lost consciousness. Michael was there, huddled up and face buried in his knees. Some clothes, stained with blood, were beside him. They were mine. Darren immediately stepped on the pedal, but nothing happened. He swore and did it again. I noticed that Celeste was armed with a shotgun from the cabin. I asked him what was going on. That thing joined us. He looked like you. We got out of the house and found the car. We were halfway down the road. Then Michael started screaming. I looked at Michael. He had a glazed over look in his eyes. The thing burst out of your clothes and jumped out of the car. Michael had a shotgun. He was firing out of the window. We saw the thing run all the way back to the house, at the freaking speed of light. It was in my skin? Yeah. I looked down at myself. I wondered if I had been possessed or if worse, the thing had cut off my skin and wore it as a coat. I shuddered at the thought of something crawling around in my skin. I asked Michael if he was alright. The thing talked to me. I asked about what. He didn't respond. I realized he was sobbing. The car jolted into motion. Darren fist pumped as the car started accelerating. I turned back towards the cabin and saw the albino thing standing on the roof of the house, watching us. I shuddered and turned back. Celeste screamed. The thing was in front of the car, on the windshield. It opened its mouth and my tongue face sluttered out. Celeste fired the shotgun. The glass shattered and it was thrown backwards. Darren shrieked, and I saw blood coming from his face. Something pierced my face and I realized it was glass. The car skipped to a stop. The car doors opened without any discernible reason and I fell out. The thing lay directly across from me, eyes closed as if it was sleeping. I wish I could close my eyes. Its mouth hung open and I saw myself again emerging. I didn't move or say anything, because I couldn't. My face looked at me and I started to talk. I love you. I love you. I love you. I want to be you. It repeated over and over again. It was coming close to me. I wondered if it was going to bite me to death. The thing's eyes shot open and I realized it was going to kiss me. I managed to regain some control and instinctively twisted back from it. I guess that was what saved me. There was a sound like an explosion and blood sprouted from the thing. Celeste was standing over it. Her face and body were bleeding and she had a spaced out, psychopathic look in her eyes. She had just fired the shotgun. My face looked directly at me. I am you, it whispered. She fired again and I saw my own face begin rotting to nothing more than a skeleton in front of me. The thing's head flowered open. That's the best word I can find to describe it. Its head kind of split and split again, peeling away. I saw faces, lots of them, all on the inside of its head. I think I saw Celeste and Michael's faces. They were whispering something unintelligible. In the center, where the brain should be, there was a single red cat-like eye that was rotating in its socket. It was producing the maniacal droning sound. Celeste fired one last time. The thing sort of withered away, becoming wrinkled and small and rotten, until it just disappeared. Celeste dropped the shotgun. I started twitching and spasming as control of my body returned to me. Eventually I stood up. We got into the car silently. Darren was bleeding too, but no one said anything. We drove back to the city in silence. We explained away the damaged car as being attacked by some crazy thieves. We had ourselves patched up. Michael was still in a shock-like state. I hear he was like that for a while. When I asked him what he thought of the incident later, he denied it ever happened, with compelling conviction. His eyes looked dead and he had lost weight. I don't know if he forced himself not to remember, or if he genuinely knows nothing of it. I know what I saw, but I can't remember the exact place. It has been 2 months now. We still refrain from talking about it. If you were expecting some huge twist or something, you'd be disappointed. I still didn't know what we met out there. I don't want to know, actually. I still have nightmares about my own face, shouting, I am you. One thing I do know though, I'm never going camping ever again.